This is sort of the signature of what ISIS is doing in the UK.
A terror attack in the heart of London leaves 6 people dead and at least 30 injured. The suspects using a car to mow over pedestrians. Then they got out and started stabbing people. Good evening. I'm Juliette Goodrich.
And I'm Brian Hackney. We have live team coverage on the London attack. Let's start with CBS correspondent Wendy Gillette live in New York tonight. Wendy?
Brian, police now say what was believed to be 2 separate terror attacks is just one, committed by 3 men who were shot dead by officers. Police say 6 innocent victims were killed, some hit by a van on London Bridge, others stabbed in a nearby area filled with restaurants and bars. More than 48 people were injured and taken to 5 London hospitals.
British police shot and killed 3 suspected terrorists after witnesses say a van plowed into pedestrians on London Bridge Saturday.
The vehicle continued to drive then from London Bridge to Borough Market. The suspects left the vehicle, attempting to stab a number of people, including an on-duty British Transport Police officer who was responding to the incident. He received serious injuries.
The popular tourist attraction lined with restaurants and pubs was packed with partygoers.
I just saw suddenly loads of people run away from the market, and there was people lying on the ground, and there was a taxi driver who had his sort of window down. He was really shouting at people to run.
Hours later, dozens of people could still be seen evacuating the area. This picture shows what's believed to be 2 of the 3 suspects on the ground. Police say the suicide vests they were wearing were fake. Social media exploded with eyewitness accounts from London Bridge. In a video posted on Twitter, police are heard telling patrons in a nearby bar to get down. Another video shows police evacuating London Bridge Station. Police also used a double-decker bus to block access to the popular British landmark. The incident comes nearly 2 weeks after 22 people were killed at an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, and more than 2 months after a vehicle slammed into a crowd of people on Westminster Bridge. 4 people were killed in that attack and dozens more injured. Police believe both incidents were terror-related.
Police were not sure if a stabbing in southwest London was related to the terror attack, but then determined it was not. President Trump sent out 2 tweets tonight after he was briefed by his national security team. One that says the U.S. will help out in any way possible, and another saying a travel ban is needed as an extra layer of security. He also called Britain's prime minister to offer his condolences. The police response was very quick tonight. The suspects were shot and killed just 8 minutes after the first call came in reporting the attack. Brian.
Wendy Gillette reporting from New York for us. Wendy, thank you.
Well, turning now to KPIX 5 Susie Steimle with more on why these attacks keep happening in the UK. Susie.
Well, Juliette, our security analysts are telling us the fact that this happened so shortly after Manchester is of great concern. They say this does appear to be the work of ISIS and that the UK may be a target specifically because of the Syrian refugee crisis.
It's on the heels of several attacks.
Former FBI special agent and KPIX security analyst Jeff Harp watches the terror attacks in London unfold on his television screen. Unfortunately, he says he isn't surprised by the news.
This is sort of the signature of what ISIS is doing in the UK.
He says the terrorists are evolving despite heightened security after the Manchester attacks. A vehicle attack is a prime example of that.
The attacks will continue in this manner because there's vehicles driving down the street every day. You can't stop every vehicle and search every vehicle.
Harp says he thinks the UK has become a target as a result of the refugee crisis in Europe and says it's likely we'll see more violence.
And so what this tells me is there's a lot more cells probably operating over there. It also tells me that, this problem that they're having with the influx of immigration, fighters coming back from Syria and Iraq, it's just going to be a continual problem.
As the chaos continues in the overnight hours in London, San Francisco joins the long list of U.S. cities offering support. Mayor Ed Lee tweeted, "We must stand together against senseless acts of violence. SF stand with London." San Francisco police tweeted, "Our hearts and prayers for London. SFPD is monitoring developments regarding London. We are collaborating with local, federal, and state partners." Harp says as terrorists evolve and attacks continue, preventing these attacks remains as difficult as ever.
But, if somebody's being radicalized in their basement and your country's constitutions don't allow you to spy on someone just for being online, it's really tough to find a needle in a haystack.
San Francisco police say they have not stepped up security here in reaction to the attacks and that there's no credible threat to safety here at this time. Susie Steimle, KPIX 5.
Well, this comes nearly 2 weeks after a deadly terror attack in Manchester. 22 people died and more than 100 others were hurt when bombs went off at an Ariana Grande concert. The singer made a surprise visit to some of the young fans who are in the hospital.
He was just really, really good with them, really brilliant. As a parent, you just really made up for her. So you do get goosebumps thinking about it.
Grande, Justin Bieber, Coldplay, and Katy Perry are all performing at a benefit concert tomorrow night. Authorities are increasing security at the venue.